What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into the video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Who is Hendo. All right, this is where I found out about this. Please subscribe to his platform. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a link to the video that I was looking at in my community post. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the brother Who is Hendo. So, looking at an article from Outkick that talks about how the NBA ratings are way down since 2012. And how the NBA new tournament format has been a complete and total failure. The NBA had hoped to boost, its sluggish regular season with a new in-season tournament called the NBA Cup. The idea was to incentivize players to take regular season games more seriously and in return, increase interest among television viewers. Well, that has not happened. This season, viewership for the Cup is down double digits, 10% from last year's inaugural season. The tournament is averaging 1.5 million viewers on TNT and just 1.2 million viewers on ESPN. I guess Adam Silver can't blame the World Series and election this time. To date, the entire NBA regular season on ESPN, or should I say BSPN, is down 28% from last year. The league was already coming off a disappointing season in which its playoff viewership decreased by over 12%. 4 of the 5 lowest rated NBA finals of the past 30 years have occurred in the past 4 years. 11.6 million viewers in 2024, 12.4 million viewers in 2022, 9.9 million viewers in 2021, and just 7.4 million viewers in 2020. That's very shocking. The 7.4 million viewers in the bubble year. You know, although you could kind of excuse it with the fact that, if I remember serving correctly, the finals in that year was coinciding with the NFL season, if I remember correctly. And I think maybe the World Series too, or at least baseball playoffs. So far this season, the NFL has averaged 17.3 million viewers, its highest average since 2015. This past World Series was the highest rated in 7 years. College football is also surging. So is the UFC. Over 108 million live global views tuned in last Friday to watch Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul, a 58-year-old man. And Mike Tyson is more box office than LeBron, Ramon James, and the rest of the NBA. Even the WNBA finals set an ESPN record in viewership this fall. The NBA is the only notable professional sports league experiencing viewership declines, and the declines are substantial. So much so that the stats show that since 2012, NBA viewership proportionally is down 48%. Now, what's causing this decline? I think there are a multitude of factors. I think you could argue the way the game is being presented since that time period. I mean, that coincides with about the decline of Kobe Bryant. He was still a great player up until the Achilles rupture in 2013, upon which he then was a shell of himself. But it was more of an emphasis on, Let's guess. Let's look at this. I think it was a guy from Akron. That's about the time they started focusing more and more on him to the point where by 2019, I would say, maybe even before that, it became a cult of personality around him. Maybe that has something to do with it. Even when Michael Jordan was playing, even when Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell was playing, yes, they were the stars, but the press corps still did a good job of promoting the game. Michael Jordan, as great as he was never uh, he was never above the game. David Stern, whether you liked them or loathed them, most likely you loathed them, you still had to give him begrudging respect because he marketed the NBA perfectly. Yes, he promoted his stars with the right balance of promoting the game and other lower tier stars to the point where not Michael Jordan was a household name, but so was Karl Malone, so was John Stockton, so was Charles Barkley, so was Patrick Ewing, to a certain extent David Robinson. And he played in a small market with the Spurs. Your average fans today, they know LeBron. Do they really know Shea Gilgeous Alexander? Do we really see him often? You get my point. Do we really see a lot of De'Aaron Fox? Would you even recognize De'Aaron Fox if he walked past you? Or Shea? Think about it. If they were in their street clothes, would you even recognize them if they walked past you? But you better believe it, Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing, uh, and even if they're not 7 feet tall, even if it was Muggsy Bogues, you recognize these guys if they walk past you. That's the problem. They don't promote the league very well. Adam Silver has been a failure, a disaster since he's taken over as commissioner in 2014. Now they're talking about doing some crap with some. I don't even look. I tuned out when I saw it. Some tournament thing for the All Star. Who? Nobody wants to see that. Enough of the tournament crap. Enough of trying to of copy college. That's not going to work. Get these dudes to compete. Even if you got to switch it up, that you know what, have these guys get paid for when they play. I mean, it's like that's what it's taking. Maybe maybe these guys shouldn't have guaranteed contracts. And I've never thought I would say something like that because I don't like talking about people and the money and stuff or whatever, man. But there's something culturally wrong with the NBA. Not to mention the fact the way these guys play. Every game has become a 3-point shooting contest. Back in the day when I was watching basketball, yeah, I know I sound like an old man saying this, but back in the day when I was watching basketball, what determined the game, it was the points in the paint. It was who won the rebounding battle, the turnover battle. Defense still was a major contributing factor to who wins these games. The center position, the way that I grew up watching it, guys who were rim protectors, guys who were shot blockers, guys who were scoring in the post, guys who played like Giannis that was getting respect. They weren't, saying, "Oh, this guy didn't have a bag." You saw real, actual Superman playing in the game. Yes, you saw the slashers. You saw that the acrobatics of a young Michael Jordan or Julius Erving, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, we saw that. They put on a show around the perimeter, but the trenches belong to the Moses Malones. They belong to the Robert Parishes. They belong to the Shaquille O'Neals, the David Robinsons, the Keem Olajuwons. They belong to the big men. And then, you had your Bernard Kings who were a mixture of backcourt and front court. Bernard King, you had, you had your Connie Hawkins. You had so many variety of guys who had different skills and approached the game, and their games were different. And they even had signature moves, and it was the way the game was marketed was brilliant. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry. There's only one Stephen Curry. I don't mind seeing Steph Curry take 12, 15 threes because he's phenomenal. He's a once in a lifetime, once in a maybe 3-generation player. I've never seen a guy be able to shoot the way that he shoots the basketball, ever. Ever. The greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. 47% for his career, 42+% from 3-point range, a record 91.1% career free throw shooter. The guy's a walking bucket. And he's the one guy, and I think who is Hendo pointed this out. He's the one guy who has uh, outperformed LeBron Ramon James in viewership, and that's with the media not promoting him as like they should. You know what I'm saying? So it's this is proof right here, man. Back then, you got real, actual, purposeful, as Kobe Bryant put it once, basketball. These guys were really playing basketball the way that we grew up watching. These guys today, I don't know what they're doing. That's not the basketball I grew up watching. It's painful for me to watch basketball. I have to force myself to watch it, and I find myself drifting away, looking at other things. Back then, it was must-see TV. Your eyes were glued to the screen, glued to the screen. And also, you get a feeling like, I hate to say this too, the announcers. Back then, many of your announcing crew were radio announcers. When you are a radio announcer, when you're trying to describe a game to people on radio, you have to paint a picture. Um, you have to be more descriptive. You develop more skills as a radio announcer. You have to try to describe the action. You have to use your words and weaponize your words to create an atmosphere, almost sort of like a war going on, or description of the beauty of the event, right? These people who are announcing basketball today, JJ Redick, before he was gifted that position, he can't do that. He can't do what Bob Costas could do. He damn sure couldn't do what some of the guys like Chick Hearn, Johnny Most. He can't do what those guys did. He can't do what you know Red Barber could do. But we all know the reasons why the ratings are down, and I don't think that the ratings will stop going down until they get rid of those clowns. The chief clown, Adam Silver, and the other clown, LeBron Ramon James. They're ruining the league right now. You have this selfish dude holding the NBA hostage. Well, not the NBA, I should say, but holding, well, in a way, yeah, the NBA too. He's holding the Lakers hostage with his own personal diva grievances, whatever's going on with him. Selfishness. Everything's about him. Even when they're covering the basketball, it's about what's best for him. Come on, man. They never did that for Larry Bird. They did it for Magic Johnson. When Magic Johnson and the Lakers were eliminated in 1986, did you see a media campaign from, CBS Sports, Marv Albert, any of those guys? Did you see a media campaign where the Lakers needed help? When Michael Jordan failed to lead the Chicago Bulls to the Promised Land '95, did you see NBC? Did you see, did you see any of the personnel on there? Did you see Peter Vesey? Did you see Marv Albert? Again, as I mentioned them before. Did you see any of these people? Did you see Ahmad Rashad come on TV building the case that the Bulls need this guy? Oh, man, if they just had Grant Hill. Oh, if they just had, Dominique Wilkins. Oh, trade for it. They didn't do that, man. It's garbage, man. So I'm not surprised by this at all. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.